Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. Happy Friday. It is May 12th. We have one meeting to tell you about, and it's this afternoon at 2 o'clock, and it'll be the United Mutual Town Hall. And that will be in Clubhouse 3, PAC Ballroom. So you can just show up and go to their town hall at 2 o'clock. All right, on our show today, we have a fun-filled show. We've got Jerry here from Pacific Financial Planners. Lots of great information about all the different kinds of finances and risks that you need to be aware of when investing your money. Then we have Sports Corner with Cole Young. And then we have Joe Rocher here on behalf of the New York Club. They've got some great activities coming up that he really wanted to let you know about. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. Well, we're starting our warm-up, and it's going to be lovely this weekend. We are looking at temperatures in the 70s, 74, 56, 76, 57, 74, 58, 75, 59, and 77, 59 next week. Seems like it's getting a little warmer as we get closer to our summertime. If you're traveling, take a look at these numbers. Our beaches look pretty good. 70, 57, 70, 59, 72, 58. Tahoe, Big Bear, and Mammoth, all in the 60s and 70s, so they are seeing that snow melting pretty quick. 67, 43, 70, 42, and 62, 36. If you're going to Palm Springs, 102, and Las Vegas, 94. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:53, and our sunset will be at 7:42. And take a look at this gorgeous photo of Tulum, another place just on the other side of Cancun and across the island of Cozumel. So I'm on that island kick still, so just wanted to share that with you. All right, when we come back, we'll have Jerry with Pacific Financial Planners, so stay tuned.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
Life, a series of moments. A touch, a look, a laugh. Successful people. It might not be superior imagination. It just might be superior retirement planning. Imagine what's next. Plan today, own tomorrow.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Jerry Slusowicz, who is here on behalf of Pacific Financial Planners. Well, welcome. How are you?
Doing great, Lisa. How are you?
Good, good.
You
know, I know people just have tons of questions for you all the time. And now, of course, we hear about the debt ceiling and, you know, inflation and job reports. I mean, it's just coming at us all the time. So we're glad you can make it and help us ease our fears. I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is a lot of noise. There's always going to be a crisis du jour, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter when you go back in time, et cetera. But some of these things are cause alarm for people. But when you have a good, sound income strategy, you don't have to worry as much because you're getting paid as you wait.
Well, right. And I think that's one thing that you've always made very clear with everyone here is that, you know, you put them in a position where they're not going to lose as much money or value as opposed to maybe somebody who isn't using someone like yourself.
Right. I mean, again, we use insured and then non-insured investments. So there's no risk on the insured investments. And generally, again, it comes down to the client and what their needs are. Generally, we put about half the money into something that has absolutely no risk, complete safety, and can produce monthly income should they need it. Whenever they want
Right.
to turn that income on, they can have monthly income for life. And
Right.
that's one thing that we use quite extensively with some of our clients. Some of our clients, that's all they have.
Yeah.
Now we have risk investments as well. So when you have risk, you've got to decide how much risk you're willing to take.
Right.
Most advisors have a hold and hope strategy. We don't. We have a manage the risk strategy where we do take less risk. And in addition to that, we try to use income vehicles that pay either monthly, semi-annually, or quarterly dividends. And when you're getting paid along the way, those companies, those institutions, those bonds, if you will, are safer than someone who's just trying to go for pure growth, like a
Right.
a Google or a Microsoft, and try to make your money and kind of the greater fool theory. Sometimes you end up being the greater fool, like last year when the markets go down.
Right.
With our strategies, if they're paying you along the way, they generally don't go down, and we also use some really safe bonds in that strategy as well.
And those are the kinds of things I think people need to hear right now, because there is so much noise, like you mentioned. We've got people fearing that their banks are going to go under and that all their money is going to go away.
You're right, Lisa. I hear that one. I'll use my in-laws. My father-in-law called me the other day and was asking me about Bank of America.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's the second largest bank in America. I go, they're not going to go under. Yes, it's not 2007 to 2009. And you're right. I get a call on that every single day, Lisa.
Okay.
That is the number one question. Some of the banks kind of mismanaged their assets through COVID, where they put a lot of their investments long term. And then when interest rates spiked up, the price of the bonds went down.
Right.
And so some of their portfolios went down in assets, but it's still guaranteed. This wasn't some violation of the rules. It was probably just mismanagement. They should have staggered the maturities from short term to medium term and then some long term, like that Silicon Valley Bank put all their money out long term. So there was a run on the bank,
Yeah.
classic run on the bank, and that's what we're seeing. But the federal government has basically, made everything FDIC insured. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have more than $250,000 at an institution, just keep $250 or less. If you have a trust and it's in the name of the trust, you have 250 times the number of beneficiaries. So you have 3 beneficiaries, you have 750,000.
Okay.
If you have a question, they can always call me.
Okay.
But the point is that we're not in the banking crisis that we saw between 2007 and 2009. Not even close.
Good, because I swear, you look at the news and everybody makes it seem like that's where we're headed. And it frightens the heck out of everybody, and it doesn't help our stock market either.
Well, the news is trying to sell hot dogs and Chevys. You got to have somebody who's really in it for financial education, financial planning, and make people understand what it is they own and how they own it, and then manage the risk accordingly.
When you talk about growth stocks, there's that Jim Cramer guy that's on TV, and he gives all sorts of advice. And plus, there's lots of other resources that we could always go to. But is it really a good idea to go to all those resources? I mean, they're all just opinions.
Lisa, you're absolutely correct. There's too much information, and that's the problem. You've got to figure out what's right for you. You need somebody who's been doing this. I've been doing this over 3 decades, that's going to sit down and understand what are your needs, what is your risk tolerance, how much income do you need, how much money do you have, what are your goals and aspirations. I call it the safer money system, sound advice for everyone's retirement. And it's different depending on your situation, might be different than mine, might be different than somebody else's.
Right.
And so with too much information, you could read an article, but you don't know who that article was geared toward. Was it towards 30-year-olds or 65, 70-year-olds?
Right.
And that's kind of the thing, is like, it might be an appropriate article for 30-year-olds, 35-year-olds. Same with Jim Cramer. So, good guy, smart guy, but sometimes he's a little off. I used to write for TheStreet.com for a couple of years, which was his website.
Oh, got it.
I met him a few times, yeah.
Okay, well, excellent. Good information. Now, let's talk about the forums. I know that you have forums the second Thursday of every month. What do those entail?
Again, it's all financial education. We usually pick a topic, okay, and then we discuss the topic in a group forum. I mean, I ask a lot of questions, and then we have a second part of it all where we go around the room and everybody shares, if they want to, a little bit of what's going on, or they can ask a question and I can answer it, but the group also answers. So it's a true forum of shared ideas amongst the community here in Laguna Woods Village. Clubhouse 7, 3 to 5 p.m. and different topics all the time. We talk about the markets, the economy, and things like the bank. You know, we do digress a little bit, I guess you could tell.
I would imagine, because you know, people come with questions. Tell me one thing about the forum. What has been the residents that participate, what's been their favorite part?
Well, speaking on finance is generally a very boring topic. And I've had the ability, I did radio for about 20 years, so I've had the ability to kind of make it a little bit more, exciting, if you will. I use humor. I was an award-winning speaker through Toastmasters for a number of years. So it's not a comedy show, I mean, not at all. But in the end, it's financial education with no pressure.
Right.
It's just answering questions. There's no obligation. If you want to show up and you don't want to sign in and you don't want to participate, you can sit there and learn whatever it is. If you have questions, you can write them down or you can ask in public. So I think a lot of people who are afraid that they might look like they don't know what they're talking about, which, look, in the end, this is a specialty. Finance is a specialty. If you were a business person, whatever, had your secretary, a police officer, whatever it was, a lawyer, doctor, unless you had the time, temperament, talent to do this, you probably don't know as much as someone like me who spent, 3 decades doing this.
Right.
So it's okay to ask questions. And I think that's their favorite part, is getting their questions answered in a non-threatening format.
Perfect. All right. So speaking of education, you have a featured article in the Sorbet magazine, and you actually grace the cover. Look at that.
There you go. Yeah.
Mr. Professional. That looks great. And what's the article inside about?
Well, again, it talks about the safer money system that we do. Now, I didn't write the article. The editor of the magazine.
They did. Okay, great.
Yeah, she interviewed me, and she wrote the piece, and I was very happy with it. But she made me look good. But yeah, I've been a member of the community, active, and all that, as you know.
Yes.
And again, I take my career very seriously. And a lot of people, it's just a job. To me, I really want to help people.
Good.
And it was an honor to be featured on Sorbet magazine this month.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Lisa, thank you for having me.
All right. If you want more information about anything that we have discussed, you can always get in touch with Jerry and his team at pfpinvest.com or call 949-219-0692. We'll be right back.
Summertime is rapidly approaching, which means we are coming up on the end of some major sports seasons. I'm Cole Young, and I'll dive right into it. Obviously, the biggest headlines have revolved around the NBA playoffs. The conference finals are set to begin in just a few days, and the slate is shaping up nicely. Starting with our local Lakers, Monday night was Game 4 against the Warriors. Lonnie Walker's clutch 15 fourth-quarter points helped the Lakers survive a triple-double from Steph Curry to win Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals 104-101, and take a commanding 3-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. Game 5 was on Wednesday night, and the Warriors were able to stay alive, picking up a clutch win and bringing the series to 3-2. Game 6 will be tonight, and if the Lakers can't close out tonight, the series will head to Game 7 on Sunday. The Suns and Nuggets are the other two teams representing the Western Conference, and Game 5 was Tuesday night. Nikola Jokic had 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 assists for his 10th career playoff triple-double, breaking a tie with Wilt Chamberlain for most by a center in NBA history, and leading the Nuggets to a 118-102 victory. With the series at 3-2, Game 6 was last night, and the Nuggets continued the streak and have punched their ticket to the Western Conference Finals. Over in the East, the Knicks and Heat have had some incredible games, and Game 5 was Wednesday night. The Heat went into Game 5 with a 3-1 lead, but the Knicks pulled off the victory, keeping their championship hopes alive and forcing a Game 6 tonight. If they pick up a second straight win, Game 7 will be on Monday. Sunday afternoon was probably the most exhilarating day in the playoffs so far, mainly because of the dramatic finish to Game 4 of the 76ers and Celtics series. Philadelphia's James Harden scored with 16 seconds left in regulation that tied the game, drilled a three-pointer to take the lead with 18 seconds left in overtime, and overall scored 42 points to help the Sixers hold off a wild Boston Celtics comeback in a 116-115 victory. This tied the series at 2-2. In Game 5 on Tuesday night, MVP Joel Embiid scored 33 points, and Philadelphia easily took a 3-2 lead in the East semifinals, beating Boston 115-103. He also had 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 three-pointers in his third straight 30-point game. Game 6 took place last night, and the Celtics have forced a Game 7 for a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 7 will be back in Boston on Sunday. I haven't been able to come up with any predictions that I'm very confident in for this NBA season, but I will say I could very well see a rematch of the 2020 Finals happen, with the Lakers and Heat squaring off yet again to bring home a ring. I haven't mentioned F1 much this season, and that's for one specific reason. Team Red Bull has won every single race so far this year. Reigning champ Max Verstappen has won race 1 in Bahrain, race 3 in Australia, and just last weekend, race 5 in the Miami Grand Prix. His teammate Sergio Perez has won race 2 in Saudi Arabia and race 4 in Azerbaijan. There's no race this weekend, but the following weekend the drivers head to Italy for the 6th race this season. If you couldn't tell, there's most definitely a pattern, so it could be safe to predict that Sergio Perez will pull off the win, but maybe this is the race that a new team will sit atop the podium. Through all the mayhem of the different playoffs, I forgot to mention one of the biggest sporting events in the world last week. The Kentucky Derby took place last Saturday, and as always, there was some drama. The early favorite, Forte, was scratched with an injury in the morning of the race, which led to Mage, the 3-year-old chestnut colt, pulling off an impressive come-from-behind victory at the 149th Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. The Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals are on the horizon, so be sure to check out all the games this weekend to see which teams will be moving on in their pursuit for a championship. The weather should be beautiful this weekend, so enjoy the sun and all the sports this weekend has to offer. I'm Cole Young, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you
And your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Welcome back. Well, we have Joe Rocher here on behalf of the New York Club. Well, Joe, nice to see you. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. Very good.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I think the last time that we talked, you guys went on a New Orleans
Yes,
trip.
ma'am.
How'd
Yes,
that
ma'am.
go?
It was wonderful. Everybody, based on the feedback that the company got, had a good time, and it was a well-organized trip. One little glitch happened, but it was taken care of.
Okay.
And from what I can gather is that we're going to do business with this company again because
Good.
they're very, very organized
Nice.
and very helpful. And I think we're going to do something with them in the future. Yes.
Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
And then you mentioned off camera that the group is getting together,
Yeah,
plans the trips.
our committee is meeting now. Will be meeting
Mm-hmm.
and planning some local trips
Fantastic.
in the near future. Yeah.
Good. That's
very-
excellent.
we're
Well,
excited.
besides that, you have a bunch of shows coming up. Your first one is May 17th.
May 17th, we have a double bill kind of thing. We have a gentleman by the name of, get it just a minute, Adrian, and he's a mentalist,
Okay.
and there is and he he will be on for his own routine for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And my impression is he's very, very good, and I think people will enjoy that. and then we'll break. And then the next part of it, we have a band called The Loop that will be playing for our guests. And they're a local group, so we're really excited about having them here. It's a 7-piece band and with a vocalist, and they're very good. So they are, you know, our guests can sit and listen to the music or get up and dance if they wish. So they'll have a lot of fun.
Wow, and that group has won Grammys, and they've toured internationally in over 11 countries.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that is amazing. You know, that is a great opportunity that you guys are able to find these folks.
Well, we're lucky.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody enjoys them.
Well.
It's the first time in the Laguna Woods.
Okay.
So maybe they'll be able to do some work here.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, it's great that you found them. Now, that event is happening on May 17th, and that's in Clubhouse 5. Now, your doors open at 6:30, and it starts at 7. And if you're a member, there's no charge.
And if you're a guest, it's $10.
That's great.
And then our next event will be in June, and we have a young man that we saw at a showcase by the name of Randy Taylor. There he is, good-looking young man. I liked him right away because I'm a ex-Bruin also.
Oh, he's from UCLA.
That's right. So
okay.
Automatically.
Well, what do you mean you saw him at a showcase?
There's a talent showcase that's sponsored once a year locally.
Okay.
And we were able to go, and we saw him there. And,
nice.
He was the committee was all there, the talent committee, and they all liked him, so we booked him for the June show.
And what does he sing?
He'll be doing all kinds of 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s music, and he's very talented.
Does he have his own band?
No, he'll bring his own tracks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
He'll have his own tracks.
Oh, excellent. And that's in June, so the same thing applies. It'll be June 21st, and that will be in Clubhouse 5. And of course, the same thing happens for having your tickets or not tickets. Okay.
Members are free, and guests are $10.
Okay, excellent. Now, your big show is in August.
Yes, August 12th. We are going to put on a show at the PAC. It's a tribute show. Is for Donna Summer and Madonna and Casey and the Sunshine Band will be the featured performers.
Nice.
Tickets will go on sale May 12th, I think.
Okay.
And they're at $35, $30, and $25.
Wow.
So we're anxious for people to purchase them, and we think they're going to have a phenomenal time with this show.
Well, that's a lot of different music, and look at those performances. They do, the Madonna and Donna Summer look similar, don't they?
Yeah. And they're like 100% duplicates of Madonna and
fun.
Donna Summer. So it'll be a lot of fun.
In those early years.
Well, of course. Of course.
Fantastic. That's great. And of course, that is different because that is a show that's held at the PAC, so you do have to charge tickets for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's for everybody.
Okay. Now you can still call Surrey for that, but if you want to get your tickets, you can go to tickets.lagunawoodsvillage.com.
Right.
And that's, or you can buy them at the box office.
At the box office.
All right.
Right.
Okay, fantastic. All right, good.
So
wonderful.
We're busy.
You guys are always busy.
We're
I love
trying
it.
to be.
And you're getting lots of exercise, hopefully, with dancing.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We look forward to having you again.
It's always so nice that you invite us and take the time to interview us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it very much.
Okay, well, have a good time.
Thank you very much.
All right. If you want more information about any of the events that they have, you can always get in touch with Surrey at 714-686-3932. We'll be right back.
The Salvation Army Orange County is proud to be a leader in providing comprehensive care to families, men, women, young adults, seniors, and veterans in Orange County. Our shelters provide food, clothing, counseling, housing navigation, and job training. We also provide care through rent and utility assistance, food pantries, anti-trafficking services, adult rehabilitation, and youth programs. Donate today to help families in need and empower individuals towards self-sufficient life.
Welcome back. Well, our Friday movie today is Stand By Me. And you can see that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, and that is brought to you by the City of Hope. And then just a couple of announcements. We have the Paint and Pour that's happening next week, and you can participate at Clubhouse 1 Art Room from 6 to 8 p.m. And you should get in contact with our Recreation Department to make a reservation. That's recreation@vmsinc.org. Then we're also having the Clubhouse Expo, which is actually the Club Expo. Clubs from all over the village will be having tables, so you can learn all about what is here in our village from 10 to 1, and that is going to be in Clubhouse 5 on Thursday, May 18th. And the Renaissance Fair is next Saturday. So I am sure you're going to want to participate. It's only $10 to get in, and they're going to have drinks and fun for the family, whole family. So bring your grandkids and your big kids. It's going to be a lot of fun, and they're going to have performances all day as well. So it's going to be from 11 to 3. Tickets are at the door, $10 cash, and it will be held at the Equestrian Center. Then we have the Memorial Golf Tournament that's also happening on Saturday. So if you are a golfer and you would like to get out there and support our local foundation of Laguna Woods Village, please go to lwmgc.org. And then lastly, Memorial Day is at the end of the month, and we are going to be having a celebration here in the village on Monday, May 29th at 1 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. Donations are always appreciated, and the proceeds will go to Operation Comfort Soldier. And for more information on the celebration that day, please email recreation@vmsinc.org. All right, our weather is looking great. We are looking at partly sunny skies for the remainder of our weekend and into next week. We are looking at temperatures in the 70s. We're looking at 74, 56, 76, 57, 74, 58, 75, 59, and 77, 59. If you're traveling, the beaches and the mountains both look good, but in the mountains, you're going to want to be careful of the melting snow because they are expecting some flooding in those areas. Local beaches 70, San Diego 70, Santa Barbara 72, Tahoe 67, Big Bear 70, Mammoth 62, Palm Springs 102, and Las Vegas 94. Have a great day in the village, and we'll be back again here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. right here on Village Television. Bye-bye.